If you've ever played UFO Enemy Unknown, one of the most lauded PC strategy games ever made, you'll already be very interested in this upcoming remake. If you haven't though, you'll probably have heard that it's widely considered one of the best games of the 90s, if not one of the best turn-based strategy games of all time. You can't help but be intrigued. XCOM Enemy Unknown is based around an alien invasion of Earth. Taking squads of operatives out into the field, you fight back against this invasion mission by mission, drawing closer and closer to ultimate success, or, importantly, to failure. Like the original Enemy Unknown, it's quite possible to fail to repel the invasion. Once soldiers are dead, they don't ever come back, and the research that you undertake over the course of your playthrough will greatly affect the eventual outcome. It's clearly aiming to preserve the tension and sense of real, tangible consequence that made UFO Enemy Unknown so memorable. The visual style is colourful science fiction with shades of Halo and 1960s retrofuturism. On first impressions, it seems to be a game rich in tactical diversity. Fog of war clouds the map. It's only when a unit draws close enough to put itself in danger that you can actually see what threatens you. Movement is key in XCOM. You have to both control enemy movements using suppressing fire and manage your own squad, either sending them far across the map in a single turn or moving them shorter distances so that they can fire once in position. Outside of combat, you have a full cross-section view of your base. From here you can control research, overall strategy and resource management, building new units, vehicles and technologies to turn the tide on the invasion. You can also send ships out as interceptors to prevent attacks before they hit Earth itself. It's easy to see how observing your little soldiers as they place and pull between missions might help you to develop an emotional attachment to them. One of the great things about the original Enemy Unknown was the relationships that players developed with individual units and squads, rooting for them as they survived mission after mission, or throwing the keyboard out the window when they were ripped apart by plasma after an ambush. As well as modern voice acting, signposting and visuals, XCOM Enemy Unknown looks like it will have a great deal of strategic depth. There'll be plenty more units, abilities and enemies than we've seen here. It's got a lot to live up to, but the team at Firaxis seems to be as passionate about the XCOM legacy as the most vocal fans. We aren't short of science fiction video games this year, but we haven't seen turn-based strategy with this kind of ambition in a very long time. For more on XCOM Enemy Unknown, stay tuned to IGN.com.
We've definitely got something on the ground.